Okay, hey everybody, this is Grace, and we're out, trying to do some deliveries, and well, we've been out almost 2 hours and we haven't done any, but we've only had it on for just, I don't know, for the drive, 30 minutes to get here, and then we went and got something to eat. So wow, okay, what's going on here? Okay, so I tried to make a video while I was over there, or at least to start the intro. But what a mess that place was over there. But, was it outdoors? Not a mess. Anyway, oh my goodness. I'm a little frustrated. Not really, though. Because it's almost, I'd say, let's see, 2 hours and 15 minutes we were out. We just got back, just dropped him off at home and came out here to make this video. But 2 hours and 15 minutes for nothing. Nothing. I do that for my health insurance. I live in Texas. In order to get the affordable health care, I had to prove that I was working, earning money. I'm not a good voice of authority on how that works. I could tell you wrong, so don't believe what I say. Don't listen to what I say on it. But that's how I was told. For me. 2 rabbits over there. They're enjoying their time outside. Well, they live outside probably. But anyway, I'm rambling. Oh my goodness. It was just unbelievable. For 2 hours and 15 minutes. Well, we did stop and ate something. And we got some Sonic. And we also went to a Dollar Tree just to pick up a few things. So whatever, it still was nothing. The orders, the offers, it was unbelievable how many $2 ones. It was either exactly $2 all the way to like $2.70. One after another, and not the same ones either. Okay. Yeah, I want to know what's going on with this beekeeper stuff. I was out here yesterday or the day before, whenever it was. There was a young guy walking with a beekeeper's hat and all that. What the heck? But anyway, this was crazy. This was, I've done the thing of doing the screenshot, but it makes it interactive or something like that. And I don't want to do that whenever I, post it. Even though I cut it and all this stuff. So I don't do that anymore. But I would have done one after another, after another, after another. It was unbelievable. $2. Today's Saturday. Saturday night, the night before Mother's Day. Okay? It's the night before Mother's Day. It's a Saturday night. And what is this $2 crap? Oh, a few of them are $3. And I was also getting some orders, offers, that were like $6 for 2 pickups, 2 deliveries. Okay, $6. And like 17 miles one direction. No. And a bunch of stupid ones like that. And this seems to be consistent. I remember this from last summer when I kept saying that saw so many fleet people. I call them fleet people. But yeah, this isn't going to work. And I'm still determined that, I still think that if I stick to this one, they were both both towns, Murphy, Wiley, and stick to that, I would have much better luck. Okay, and when I say much better luck, there would be more like $4, $5 for a mile or so. Which is much better than $2 for 3 miles. And unbelievable. Some of them for 4 miles or 6 miles, $3. Come on, what is wrong with this? And then, of course, there's going to be the ones that are 20-something miles one way, for $9. 2 pickup, 2 drop-offs. Oh my God. I don't know what to think about this anymore. I really don't. It's tough enough for me with all the health things I have going on. I have yet another, well, this thing is more of an invasive test, and they might have surgery. If they find something, they're going to do surgery maybe. All this stuff I still have left. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but no, it was too rushed. And I hadn't had time to speak to all my doctors. So, or their offices. And so we'll see when that happens. I don't want to go into too much detail. My eyes are itching like crazy. There's so much allergies. Boy, can I complain. But you'll notice that I don't have any way you can pay me. I am so annoyed by seeing these people these days. What am I saying these days? I've seen E-Beggars since I started doing videos. And, I've been online since, I don't know, 1990 or so, but I had my first computer in 1982. So, as far as social media, I'd say mainly starting around 1990. And I've seen so many of these grifters, E-Beggars, and they're always saying, oh, I have this problem, oh, I have that problem. And then you see that they don't have that problem, but and can tell they're totally lying. I mean, I've seen so many in all these years, but since I've been making videos, my original channel, 11, YouTube channel was 11, will be 11 years in August. And I've usually once every year I'll make videos about these E-Beggars. I don't have any way anybody can pay me anything. But man, they make sure they have plenty of ways. Oh my God. Plenty of ways people can send them money. Not pay them, but donate to them. Plenty of ways. That's not my purpose, but it definitely is theirs. And when I say lie about stuff, I don't judge people by their appearance. I don't judge people at all by anything about them, But I really find it really bad when somebody does the thing like, besides the biggest one, of course, is when they say they're Christians and they're definitely nothing like any Christian would be. And they do things like take out their Bible and flip through it and read from it. And then they go and do something totally awful. And, okay, and then I think the next one would be when they say, something that their health, like one woman, she said she had cancer. And that's the first one I had heard. I don't remember what year it was. But she had told, when that channel was recommended to me or whatever, it had to have been recommended to me because I didn't look stuff up like that. But there was a whole group of people that were so angry at this one woman because she had been telling them all that she had cancer, and it was found out that she didn't. And she was getting money off her audience, people who felt sorry for her, all that. And yeah, that's another one. What was I talking about that was leading me to this one? But there's so many different things. I've been on this thing lately. I do that like once a year. I get on my soapbox about people doing stuff like that. And one of them that imagines people saying they don't have money for food for themselves and or their children, this kind of thing. They don't have enough money. Some of them, like, my husband left me with the kids or this or that. And then you see them doing things like showing what they went and got at a restaurant, an expensive restaurant, or not even really expensive. It could be 20, 30 bucks, whatever. Now, these days it's probably more like double. But spending the money, not buying groceries, but it's just blatant with it. People send them money, so they spend it. Or how about Because, yeah, don't judge people and stuff like this. But somebody's saying that they don't have money for groceries for 2 or 3, 4 months, however long it was. You know, just keep saying it and over again. They don't have money for groceries. And all the while, they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, like 100 pounds by the end of it. 100 pounds bigger. But they don't have money for groceries. And then they show themselves at places where they're going to spend a good amount of money for junk food. Okay. I don't know. I'm on this thing lately. You know, I really am. But I've always been this because, you know, my degrees are in psychology and sociology, and this is what I'm trained to do, is to observe and comment. But, you know, I would never do a reaction channel, is what I've seen people call it. Is that what they call that these days? Gossip? I would never do one like people do, you know, where they call the person out, the actual individual, their channel, their whatever, however they identify themselves, and make fun of them, because usually the person that's doing it is getting money too from their audience, you know. And it's a bunch of malicious gossip kind of stuff. So no, that's not my style. I usually never name names or restaurants or usually, you know, so I say strike that about that, you know, place if I put it on here. It was just that the situation was messy because of what was going on behind the scenes where you couldn't see it. You know, it's kind of messy. Too many people and confused people. Oh yeah, you should see these rabbits over here. So cute. Okay, I said that about the rabbits, and all of a sudden they took off, and I saw 2 birds flying off. So I guess the birds took a nosedive. Or dive down, whatever it is. But anyway, oh my goodness, my back is kind of hurting. And all this for nothing. You know, I was always, when I used to work, I was always a person who wanted to go to work, get the work done, and go home. You know, I didn't like to, you know, like this stuff. What is it? I mean, I go out. And sometimes I'm doing good to get even $10 an hour. Now I got to prove to the government I'm out working, but earning a certain amount. How's that going to happen again? Oh my goodness! It's like, this is just, you know, maddening. And then seeing these people, I'm not jealous. Just for a record, I think I find them disgusting, despicable. The people who lie to their audience and beg and plead, you know, like I said, some of them seem, they start off, they legitimately have a problem, an issue going on. You can see it, in fact, right there. But then they see how they can manipulate their audiences and their subscribers, and they just go for it, man. They just keep doing every videos. You know, I have this problem. I need money for it. I need money. I don't have enough money. Oh, money. I'm going to tell you that I have no money for groceries for month after month and gain 100 pounds. I'm going to tell you I don't have money for groceries, and then show you that I'm eating expensive restaurant food. Really? And then they belittle their audiences, make fun of their audiences, you know, act as though their audiences are stupid. And man, it goes on and on. But boy, I'm jumping all over the place here. And I've already mentioned this. I've mentioned this for years. I use my videos for venting. It's like my journaling, my, you know, pressure release valve. That's what I do. That's what I've done in 10 years. Okay. Yeah, I'm a firm believer that keeping it bottled up inside is not a good idea, at least for me. Maybe it works for some people, not for me. But I don't know. Okay, maybe you can see them over there. And then when I have to zoom in, it makes it all fuzzy. But you see, there's It's just two of them. They've been out there. I think they live right in this area. They got a good area. Okay, but anyway, you know, like I said, there's so many different types of those swindlers and grifters, all different types of names for them. And like some of them, they do this thing of picking fun on when they call a grifter, and they themselves are a reaction channel when actually it's a gossip channel. But you know, they call, you know, they're hypocrites. They make fun of one of them for mispronouncing words when they do mispronounce words all the time, especially though and thu. What is though? What is thu? But you know, today I found out that what's it called? Call the midwife. I'm an expert at mispronouncing words. Call the midwife. Found out it was on demand. It's on demand. But so I was watching one of the episodes. The first one they had up was on the list that's there right now was episode 3 of season 14. Anyway, I think that, yeah. And they pronounced it, and this one word, and I'm telling you, my whole life, I've never seen it written down. My whole life I thought it was pronounced another way. And I'm 61. I'm soon to be 62. And it's how do you pronounce it the correct way? Infantigo? I always thought it was infantigo with an F, but it's with a P. And I saw it, you know, closed captioning. Is it closed captioning? I can laugh at myself, you know. But really, I never knew that it wasn't infantigo. I always thought it was infantigo, but it's infantigo. It's spelled I-M-P, I believe. E-T-I-G-O. I don't know. I just thought, you know. But yeah, it's kind of funny when you find out. I've been mispronouncing that for years, but nobody says anything. So maybe they pronounce it that way too. You know. Anyway, but these people that get online and they're it's a game. They make money off of their audiences, you know, by acting as though they're superior. That this person always says a word wrong. What was the word that, I guess it was a few years ago, people kept mispronouncing? It is an easy one to mispronounce. I can't remember it. And they were making such a big deal out of it that everybody who says it, apparently they're the lowest because they cannot pronounce that one word. You know, they're the lowest on the planet. That's how they see them. You know, I don't see people that way at all. But, you know, they make such a big deal out of stuff like that. It's like, what grade are you in? Man, children act better than that. Really. Seriously. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. It is 8:09. We were supposed to go out till 8:30, but nothing. That was so weird. And tomorrow is Mother's Day, like I said. I do want to go out and try to see what it's like to do, you know, something like Mother's Day. I don't think I've ever been able to go out on any of these holidays and really work more than, or even work. Maybe once. And since I've started doing this in 2023 and this is 2025, yeah, maybe once I've been able to do it on a holiday. Maybe. So, but I'd like to see what it is. Some people talk so much about holidays being so big. Well, it's usually Saturday nights or Friday, Saturday night. It's used to be in the past, Sunday, all day long. Not anymore. Not for me, at least. And not in my area, north of Dallas. In Texas. Anyway, I'm wrapping it up. Talk to you on another video. Bye. Oh, I failed to mention something. Here in Texas, and I think I need to check this out again. But my driver's license expires next month. So I'm not going to be able to drive for these, you know, any of these places. They're going to probably say, well, your driver's license has expired. Well, in Texas here, at least where I'm living in this part of Texas, you have to make an appointment. My appointment to renew the driver's license isn't until July. My birthday is in June. Yeah, and then I called one of them, and they said that you have to show your temporary driver's license. Temporary is not what they give. They don't give that out. Okay? It's just that it's known up to something like 2 years before, 2 years after you can renew it. Something weird like that. Or 2 years after you have to renew it because there's so much of what's going on or what. I don't know. I know that I scheduled my appointment. It's for July. And I'm hoping that they don't say, okay, we're going to make you take and redo your test, all that. I've been driving 46 years, but yeah, you know, whatever can make it more difficult. It used to be difficult as it was because it was a really small building. I mean, very small building. I don't even know how to, you know, fast food restaurants were bigger. Seriously. And just waiting in line was like you're stuffed up next to somebody. And this is Texas. We like our wide open spaces. But there usually wasn't places to sit. Everybody was standing, all this stuff. I'm guessing they're thinking this works better. But then there was something about isn't that state? I don't know. Employees have to go back to work, and then some do, some don't, and all this stuff. I don't know. And then I had found at one time, I had found something that said that you can walk in, but then it says, no, you got to make an appointment that day. My goodness. Anyway, we'll see. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.